Now that you killed the...
Do not mention...
well, I'm already recording. What are we mentioning?
Nothing.
I'm not mentioning anything.
That's all you need to know.
I'm not mentioning anything.
Absolutely
We're
nothing.
everybody's on the level. Everybody's... All right.
We're having a good time.
We're having a good time. Everybody's right? Say it into the camera. We're having a good time.
We're having a really good time.
Hold up today's newspaper. You're here under your own volition.
I don't know why I'd be holding up today's newspaper bag.
Yeah, they do that with
No, I know now.
Whatever. All right, so we filmed a bunch of content. That's all we've done today. We've just filmed content.
Yes.
That's all.
Nobody's been drinking.
No one's been drinking or smoking. It's fine. You know, this is water. So what I wanted to talk to you about was the process of the movie.
Okay.
Why are you wearing a jacket?
Why are you wearing a hoodie?
All right.
I'm chilly.
Hoisted by my own petard.
I'm just chilly.
That's fine.
Just chilly.
So you are in the movie.
A little bit.
I'm gonna go pull some. You're in 3 scenes.
Yes.
So we'll go back to everything. So you were at a comedy show, and you invited me, and I've seen you in a really, really long time. And I met up with you, and we went to the comedy show, and then afterwards, you were going on a date.
Yes.
Yes.
A hinge date.
Yes.
Meet up.
So you started unfurling a hair cover and a glove and a jacket and all these things so you didn't smell like smoke for your date.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was so like tickled by that.
Yeah.
That I got home and I wrote a scene into the movie of that. And I was like, you want to come do this thing? Because it fits so perfectly into the opening and the closing of the montage. So you got this script, and you've read other shit of mine. You're in Black Friday 2, which is on this channel. You look completely different in that.
Yeah.
I watched that not too long ago. I love your...
It was a long time ago.
You greedy bastard.
It was a really long time ago.
Yeah, it was. 2013.
Yeah.
So you've acted for me twice.
Yes.
Well, this is the first time I was the director. Last time I was just the writer-producer, and I was in it. And Sean Capel directed that one. But you've done a lot of acting in your past.
I've done some acting.
Yeah. You're a natural performer.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where's that come from?
I don't know. It's just one of those things from when you were a kid. You just started doing.
Mm-hmm.
There's tales of me singing "Oh Christmas Tree" at Christmas time. And always singing, playing dress up, always wanting to play pretend.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I really like relationships and kind of playing out relationships.
Yeah.
And relationship stories.
Mm-hmm. Well, each one kind of gives you a new thing. You know, I've never been married, so I don't know. But you add to the ball as it rolls, like a fucking avalanche and stuff like that. You pick up new experiences, which will help you in a performance. Now, granted, what we were doing was so broad that you didn't have to go anywhere when it comes to emotionally.
Right.
Like I can make myself cry. Like if I'm in a scene, I've done that before. But the first time I ever saw an actress do that, I was like, holy shit, you're a professional.
Like making herself cry.
Yeah, like you can do that, you know? And it's just, it is a mindset and stuff like that. But I remember when, after you and I had broken up, you did a movie where you were like in a cat suit.
For, one scene.
Yeah, because it wasn't on the poster or something like that.
I don't remember if it was on the poster.
And I think I have that DVD in there somewhere, in that pile. I have to look. It was like Our Summer Movie or something like that.
Our Summer Movie.
Yeah, I remember it. See? But I remember when you were in that because I worked at the comic book store. But so what other is that the other film work you've done?
Yeah, I've been an extra here and there, and I've done like some like little short videos. I've done some like internet like kind of commercials, but I don't have a lot of experience on film.
Which is funny because I was telling you earlier, you said the same thing, and I was just like, but you were the only one who felt in control of the scene. Like, we were filming, and everybody did a great job, but like, it felt like everybody was kind of like, didn't quite understand the material. and what the tone was. Now, granted, I wrote a scene that was you, but...
And you also let me improvise.
Yes, exactly.
Which was really cool, and it's also a really cozy spot for me. You know, there's something a little loose about that, and I think the thing about just like doing anything on camera is that there's so much that doesn't feel loose, like having to stay within a frame. You know, I'm so used to being on stage where you can just move around wherever you want, as much as you want. And like, you know, the audience can see you no matter what you do. But yeah, some of that, like balancing that stuff is really...
It's much harder. And then, again, with the budget we have and stuff like that, it's a matter of, it has to be a confined frame in order to make
the continuity
work together. And I mean, just the pacing of the edit, I needed specific frames to line up in the first, second, and third act of that montage, and where you were will allow me to transition to the next part, to then come back to you when you're on the phone and stuff like that. Like, I know that my biggest thing is I haven't let anybody look at the entire script, and I've broken into all these different parts where every day we're filming, I only have that part as the script, and as I go, I'm building a master script back of all the things that we shot. So no one has read the entire script yet except for me.
Okay.
Or Fallon might have. But like, you picked up, and one of the cool things that I had about you was that, like I said, I was telling you at dinner, we went out to eat, and I was saying, like, when I this is so fucking pretentious, but when I have somebody in my frame, like, I'm so, like, enamored with that person, and I want them to look the way that they look in my head, and, like, I've always been so...
Can you make the frames again?
Yeah, like...
It's almost like you're in your own frame.
I'm in my own frame,
You're just so enamored with yourself?
Never enamored with myself. But, like, I wanted... Because I was thinking about...
It's so cute.
Yeah, I was thinking about, like, back when, like, you used to do monologues. And I would sit and listen to you do monologues and stuff like that.
Endlessly.
Yeah, but, like, that brought me... When you were doing that scene, I literally was like, holy shit, like, it reminded me of your old room at your grandfather's house. Woo! You know, and I was like, holy shit, I'm back there. Yeah. And that was really cool to finally have that experience, because I didn't have a fucking pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of back in the day. I thought about making films, and back then I was like, I want to make the great American movie and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't have the ability to do those kind of things. And it was cool to finally have something where I was like, oh, I can let you play within that frame. And then Melissa bounced off you really well in that, and Fallon bounced off you really well in that. And then we had such a good time with that. And then I showed it to some people, and they were like, oh, you need more of her in the movie. So I wrote 2 more scenes for you, because I was like, yeah, we should have you as the, you know, the framing device for this thing. So first off, thank you for coming to do this fucking nonsense, you know?
It was so fun.
Yeah, but, you know, and also thank you for sticking around as long as you have, you know? Because I've given you a lot of reasons not to be my friend over the years, and you've given me a lot of reasons not to be your friend. But it was cool that we finally got to do that thing, and then now, like, we get to do more things. You know?
It was really cool of you to write a part for me based on that sequence of events. Me putting my hat on, my glove on, and a little jacket thing.
I've never seen anyone do that. Yeah. And I wanted to capture it somehow.
Yeah, and when I read what you wrote for me, the fact that I was putting on those items as I was saying the lines, I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I don't have a lot of experience, and now I have to do this very, like, meticulous...
And I don't think about that shit.
Event of, like, you know, It was
But you did a great job, though.
Thank you.
And the takes are on the channel. But I think about Harrison Ford said to George Lucas, he's like, you could type this shit, but you can't say it. You know?
Okay.
And that's like, you know, that's how I feel about some of my scripts sometimes.
I mean, you can type that
I can type this shit. Yeah.
Thanks.
I can type it, but, like, it's hard for a person to say it.
It's hard for another person to say.
Yeah, you know, because I write in a very specific way.
Yeah, I definitely think your language sometimes, like, I can't remember, like, some of the things that would be, where you'd be like, hey, what are you doing, man? Or it'd be something
I do a lot of that, and I...
Or like, oh, God, what was something... Yeah,
No, I'm just trying to think, because, like, there's been a lot of things, like, I was not arguing with, but I was explaining to Darcy, the mail girl from Joe Bob, like, why something has to be read a specific way, because it has to mirror the segment before it. And I was like, trust me, like, and that's the thing with not showing people the script. I'm like, trust me, this is gonna work. Like, this is gonna cut together because I see it here how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, and then
you're like, I'm like Beethoven. I can hear it.
The dog?
Yes.
Where's Charles Grodin?
Beethoven the dog. Yeah. You know, a lot of young people won't even get that fucking.
No,
reference.
they won't. I'm fucking old, man.
Yikes.
Beethoven second.
Yikes.
But yeah, so like I see what I want in my head. And like I didn't have to give you much direction. There's a couple times I changed a couple little things.
Yeah.
But like, so I don't know. What did you think of the entire experience?
Well, I thought it was super cool. I thought it was super fun. When I read it, I was like, yeah. And then Newt's like, come down, we're going to shoot this thing. And I'm like, sure. And then I'm a little surprised because, again, I don't have a lot of experience. So how long the day took itself, I was like, whoa. How sometimes there just had to be like all hands on deck. Like, it's like we're moving from this point to that point, setting up the new thing, and how the... You know, obviously the people that you've got on set are people that have done stuff with you before, and they really knew, you know, just like technical terms, what things are called, you know. You know.
And we wanted to get your light.
Moving lights, moving sandbags, and people are just like hauling sandbags.
Well, it's important because, again, like I wanted a very specific lighting, and then we were dealing with, there was like a fucking tropical storm outside.
It was crazy.
If you watch those takes back, it was, there you could hear the thunder and the lightning outside. That was wild. But, like, I wanted you to be lit a very specific way because you have a very specific hair color and skin tone.
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, yeah, but that's part of what I like.
Is...
Yeah, I white balance the camera on your forehead. Oh, I'm whiter than you are.
Oh, my God, you really are.
Yeah.
God, Newt, take a walk outside.
I did. I walked 2 miles today. Jesus Christ. Dickhole. I'll never forget you and I got into an argument one time, and I didn't want to call you something mean, and you're being really mean to me. I was like, not my fault, you're a dummy. And you just started laughing hysterically because you're like, who calls somebody a dummy? I was like, I don't want to call you... Yeah, I didn't want to call you something mean.
I don't even know it was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I would have regretted it. Yeah.
And I really liked, so you wrote this little part for me, and I was like, cool, it sounds neat. I like it. I thought it was fun. And then you're like, I do improv. You're like, do improv if you want. And I'm like, cool, neat, sounds fun. And then I got, you know, so it's like super late, you know, it was probably like 11 or something by the time we got to this like little scene.
You have to remember, we shot 40 pages in 3 days.
Yeah. So then we get to this scene, and like Fallon comes downstairs, and she's super tired. I don't know where the other woman was, where Mel was.
Mel was,
but... Oh, I think she was shooting something else. And so you were like, Fallon, can you run this scene with Amber?
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, I'll go get my script because she's tired. It's been a long day. And then Newt was like, oh no, don't bother.
Yeah.
I just wrote this yesterday, and Amber does improv, so she's going to make a lot of it up. Just follow her lead. And Fallon was just like,
so
what?
I know that... So...
She was like, no. She's like, what? And I was like, oh no. I was like, she hates me. Newt is like, run this scene that I wrote yesterday, and we're not even, it's just going to be improv.
Yeah.
Like, is this the thing you do at the end of the fucking day when everybody's tired?
But I
guess so.
No, well, yeah, well, because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just making it up as I go, man. But, like, I felt like if you were the anchor to it, the other two would feed off you, and if they don't feed off you properly... I calibrated that in my head as the awkwardness also will help the scene.
Okay.
You know, so I was just like, and again, it's like, let's just see what happens.
So then me and Fallon run the scene, and, you know, she's like quiet for a second afterwards, and then she looks at me and she's like, that was great, let's do it again.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And then she was really, really supportive, and so was Mel, and then I think the three of us, I had a lot of fun.
I was like, there was one take in particular that I had to hold in not to laugh. You threw in some word, but even the last thing you shot when you were sitting on the thing on the phone, you threw in some word, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm gonna break. I don't want to laugh and be unprofessional of this whole thing. But like, I love when the spontaneity of things come up.
Yeah.
Because when creative people get together and they do creative things, that's more interesting than, right, this scene has to attach to this scene. But like, I wanted the little performances to stick out. And again, I've shown 2 producers, I've shown some other actors, and they all said like, we need more of that in the movie. And that's why I wrote you the I was rereading the script and I was like, well, we need somebody to engage my character coming into the script. So why don't I have her be a local Karen, same character, who calls it in? And then I wanted you to be, as soon as we did that scene, I was like, okay, I gotta figure out how to make Amber the very last shot of the movie. So that's why, because again, I think you're going to have, I think more people are going to remember you than are going to remember certain other characters in the movie.
Like you.
No, all right, I gave
Like
myself
you.
all the funniest lines.
Like you.
I gave myself all the funniest lines.
I thought it was really interesting filming a solo thing.
Yeah.
Because, again, not having a lot of experience, you're like, okay. And you're just like playing with yourself on camera, which is something I never really thought I'd say.
You get an OnlyFans for that.
Oh, man. So that was cool. Yeah, it was all cool. And I think, like, back to the scene that I filmed with those gals, it's like, you can't do fun stuff and, like, you know, make it bigger and sillier unless people are, like, after every shot being like, make it bigger and sillier. You know, having people be like, make you feel safe in that space to, like, play around. And I think that's essential. And so that is something that was very cool and very unexpected and felt really good, especially to have two people who are more experienced than me.
Fallon's done some huge, like, Hollywood shit.
Yeah.
Mel's been in well over 100 movies.
Yeah, they were both like.
But that's why I rewrote it to put
helpful.
those two in that scene, particularly, not the other two, because I felt like there would be more of a dynamic between the three of you guys than there would be between other people, and then and they would also know how to deal with improv a little bit better.
They were so great.
And that's why I just kind of just sat back and just watched, because I'm watching on the monitor. And I like to be next to the camera and watch you guys performing it, and then I'm hearing it in my head and how I wrote it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I felt good because after a take would stop, hearing the called cut, people, on the crew laughing after that was really cool. That always makes you feel really good. You're like, okay, because part of doing live comedy is you're getting that live reaction right there, and you know exactly, and that's what they say, like, when you hear laughter, that's when you know what the funny thing is. Yeah. But you don't get that on camera.
Yeah, but you have to wait until it's edited together. And we got a whole bunch of takes from you. So so what I did was I took 3 scenes that we shot over that first period and I cut together, and I'm not an editor, but I'm learning how to do it more. So I cut together 3 segments to show the investor and stuff like that. And he was like, oh my God, this is like fucking great. Like the lighting was even and the performances were good and stuff like that. And then, you add the creature effects that we had, like the puppets and all that kind of stuff. And it's very different than what a lot of people are doing. And that was the thing that I thought was going to make it stand out, is like, it is more of like, I look at the little group that we have as like the little rascals, like, let's put on a fucking show, It's this like weird mixture of, ex-lovers and cast-offs and stuff like that, and it's like that's the kind of community that I want to make movies in, and
like a biker gang.
Yeah, we're gonna run meth out of the Amish communities.
No, we can be like like the, what are they called, Hell's Angels?
We could be. We'll fuck some people up at Altamont. Yeah. Did you ever hear about that?
No.
The Rolling Stones hired the Hells Angels to be security, and the Hells Angels were just looking for an excuse to stomp people, and they killed like 3 people.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You're always with the good stories.
I'm just saying.
For the love of God. There be children watching here.
I mean, the minds of children. But again, I'm a man.
Newt, will you do a dance for us?
No, we're gonna do that in a different
video. Newt was dancing earlier.
I was not dancing.
I
wasn't dancing.
He was dancing.
I wasn't dancing.
And then he picked up his hockey stick and he was
doing some wacky
moves.
Pick your hockey stick up, and I was like, is that a euphemism?
And I was like, no. He's got a couple of hockey sticks.
I feel like your boyfriend's gonna watch this and be like,
yeah.
Right.
I'm sure he'd be really threatened by all the hockey stick talk.
Well, I mean, go ahead. Don't fall off the thing.
There it is. I told you he's got a hockey stick in here.
I do have a hockey stick. Go ahead. And I've had those sticks since high school.
Same sticks.
Same sticks. And
He's still the only one who's handling them.
Trust me, nobody's handled my stick in the last 3 years.
They're his sticks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, keep moving.
No means no.
Keep moving.
My eyes are up here. Do you ever have that? You ever have that where you could tell the dudes are just like staring at your Dirty Pillows?
No.
No?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
I don't know.
You know, you could tell like when people's
Sure.
like leering eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think you just grow numb to it after a while. That's the good news, kids.
There's not a lot
After
of
a
women.
while, not a lot of women watching this.
No, we actually have a fairly good
Well, then they already know.
female following.
Yeah, they already know.
Sparkle Scarzilla, who's in here, she sent me two mugs.
Oh, cool.
And the one is from Wichita, where she's from, and the other one is Best Second Husband.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah, I guess that's me. So if she ever gets a divorce, I can move to Wichita. No, we have a really cool little...
Don't move to Wichita.
I was
Come
gonna move
on.
to Wichita. Yeah, what the fuck
Stay
would I...
here.
I move there, yeah. Well, no, I could fly you out there to make movies.
Oh.
The glitz and glamour, the glitz and glamour of Wichita. What's in Wichita?
Kansas?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Wichita, Kansas?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
guess
right?
so. Yeah. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
What is Dorothy's last name?
I know this actually. Dorothy Gale.
Yes. What are the winds called?
Gale Force Winds.
Is that a thing?
I
Was
think
that
so.
okay?
Actually, I think I had this conversation with somebody recently, but I was a little bit like you. I
Yeah.
was like mind blown. I was like, "Do you think that's what it is?"
Yeah.
Dorothy Gale
Yeah.
Force Winds. Yeah,
You know what I also found out yesterday that I knew but I totally forgot? You know who directed
What?
Three Men and a Baby?
No, really.
Spock.
Oh,
Leonard Nimoy directed Three Men and a Baby.
I love that movie.
Yeah, me too.
You know
But
what else I like? I like the sequel.
Three Men and a Little Lady.
Three Men and a Little
Yeah,
Lady.
I saw both of them in the theater.
I saw the Three Men and a Little Lady one like 1,000
Mhm.
times, and then like the one lady was like English.
Yeah.
And they went to go find Julia or something in England.
Do you remember like the urban legend that was part of the first movie?
like a dead body somewhere?
Dead boy.
Ah,
There
what's
was
wrong with you?
no because it was
Oh my God.
debunked. There was a rumor, there was an urban legend
Yeah.
that the one part when Ted Danson's mother comes over and picks up the baby, they walk
Yeah.
by the window and there's it looks like a little boy in the window, and it turns out they say, oh, like a kid died in that thing. Really, what it was, because it was a set. In the beginning of the movie, there's the cutouts of the three of them.
Mhm.
It was just him that they put his cutout there. But for years, it was an urban legend. It was like the hanging dwarf.
I do think I remember
Yeah.
that urban legend. Yes.
Because, like, remember they used to say, like, a munchkin hung himself, but it was really a crane,
Yes.
the bird. Yeah, it's like a lot of that stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
One day you'll be a movie urban legend.
Oh my God.
They'll be like, Amber gave up her her reputation, and
Oh God. All right. So what are we doing after this, Newt?
I don't know. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the movie, and,
Oh, okay.
and wow, sorry.
I'm like ready.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
ready to fucking go.
22 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, but first up, so how was I as a director?
Good.
Yeah.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
Like Sunday morning.
Easy, supportive, pretty practical, which I
Mhm.
thought was good.
Yeah.
Really surprising to me, knowing what a goofball you are. But when it got down to it and it was like actually time for you to step in and do your thing, it was just like boom, boom, boom.
And you were on set for
3 shoots.
3 shoots?
Yeah.
Okay. And you saw me running like a crazy person.
For a couple, yeah. For a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. We had one day where one particular person didn't want to do a certain scene, so we had to flip Saturday for Sunday, which literally I almost had a stroke.
Yeah.
That
But
was
it didn't.
no.
You know what they say, Newt? What doesn't kill you
Makes you stronger, a little longer. I don't know the words.
Oh no, we're not allowed to sing on it.
We
can't
can.
sing.
Well, we're such bad singers that
It
it
won't
won't
even
register
matter.
with the algorithm.
Okay. Oh, good news.
Yeah. So
Good news.
you'll come back for another one?
Definitely. Yeah. It was super fun.
Okay.
Mhm,
All right.
mhm.
That's all I'm worried about is
Yeah.
like because we had some people who like were not very supportive. We had some people who were involved with the movie who
Sad.
who don't like me as a director.
Oh.
What's
not to like?
I thought I was like easy
I thought you were easy.
yeah, and I just want everybody to have fun.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, and you live. I don't know.
It's debatable.
Because how it ends.
It's a real It's a real Inception, you know,
Is
kind of
this-
ending for my character.
Are you still spinning at
you
the
know,
end?
You
Like...
don't know. Choose your own adventure, I guess. Or I guess the movie's not done being edited, so you don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet. We
You
cut
can
your.
do whatever you want.
I'm gonna cut your whole fucking scene out.
Oh, okay.
All 3 of them.
Okay.
It'd be on the cutting room floor. Like, you know, did you know that Harrison...
It'll always live on in my heart.
Yeah, did you know that Harrison Ford was in E.T.?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they cut him out of the movie.
Oh.
You know why?
Because sometimes you gotta make hard choices.
Well, because they thought it would be too distracting for such a huge star to be in the movie. He was like a guidance counselor or something like that. I was like, I guess that makes sense. It would break the suspension of disbelief.
I don't know. Did you ever see Mariah Carey in the
Glitter?
movie Precious?
Yes.
She plays a social worker at the end. Not distracting at all.
No.
Seamless. I'm sorry. Can Mariah Carey... Is she a fantastic actress?
Here, do you want water? Here, drink one.
I'm fine.
Drink one. No, yeah, but I mean
fine.
that movie is...
She was amazing.
That's a hard movie.
It was a very hard movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, but at the end, being like, it was a really lovely distraction to see Mariah Carey at the
Yeah,
movie, but also just
but you
not
forget,
looking like Mariah.
Yeah, but I think that is important. Like Pamela Anderson has a movie coming out, The Last Showgirl, and she's kind of stripped down and accepted how like that she's in her 50s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really
60s.
Probably.
Pam Anderson, how old are you, Pam?
I don't know. She doesn't watch the channel, but I think that's kind of cool that when people can, will strip away the.
You mean like how she's doing her makeup these days in real life?
Well, yeah, just like to not have to go Baywatch. You know
no,
what
for
I mean?
sure. I mean, I follow. She's almost 60. She's 57 years old. Yeah, I've been following.
I mean,
Anderson's
that picture, she looks like Mr. Burns when he's like, "I bring you love."
I mean, I think she looks pretty like fresh faced.
Yeah.
And, there
but
she is with some makeup on.
But we always know.
Like, that is so pretty.
Yeah, but because we know her, we have a very specific version of her in our heads.
But Pam Anderson, 90s forever. She'll forever be.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm a big fan of Barbed Wire. You ever see Barbed Wire?
I mean,
you know
I've seen
of it?
the trailers.
Do you know what Barbed Wire basically is?
No.
It's Casablanca.
Ooh.
It's the exact same fucking story, but done worse.
So guess who's never seen Casablanca?
You've never seen Casablanca?
Yes, girl.
Really?
Yeah. See, that's like a movie for your new idea that you have.
Yeah, I do have an idea. Yeah, there's a bunch of movies. Wow, you never seen Casablanca?
No. Is it a long movie? I like old movies. Some people can't do old movies. They can't do the black and white and the slow.
Yeah.
But a black and white movie that I found is not slow. In fact, the pacing is, I think, fantastic in general.
She loves Birth of a Nation. Do you know what that is?
I do know what that is. I went to college, Newt.
You know what? The thing about the sequel was it was super non-racist, and that really turned people off.
Okay. Let me forget what I was saying.
The movie that's black and white and not slow?
Arsenic and Old Lace.
Oh, yeah. With Karloff.
Oh, my God. It was... I watched it recently, and I've seen it before,
incredible.
But the pacing is incredible.
Yeah.
You're just like, holy shit. And, like, that's the one thing about black and white movies is that for a lot of people, it's not just the black and white thing. Yeah. It's that the pacing is so slow.
Yeah. Well, people's sensibilities were so different then. Even our sensibilities from growing up watching 80s and 90s movies to now where everything has to be boom, 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 boom.
I watched Pulp Fiction recently, and I was like, the pacing, it's so slow. I was like,
but oh my God, because Pulp Fiction was... There's game changers in my life. I said to you in another video about Evil Dead 2, like I'd never, because at that point in 1994, I hadn't seen Jim Jarmusch movies and stuff like that, so I didn't know about that you could just do, or My Dinner with Andre I discovered later, where you could just sit with these people and just have people having conversations, like you could have two hitmen that are having this conversation. That movie, and then its violence, like it was so... different. And I remember reading an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer about it. Same thing with Clerks, and like begging my parents to take me to the Ritz in Voorhees to go see it, and they were like, this is too violent or whatever, or too vulgar, and like it just being like, holy shit, like this is... It's like the first time I heard Nirvana. You know that something has changed. And I just remember the first time I saw Pulp Fiction in the theater and being like, okay, everything's different now. You know, and its pacing is simply because it's non-linear, but just the idea of allowing there to be this overarching story that's made of these segments. And Arsenic and Old Lace is another one I think of. Like again, I love Boris Karloff. his daughter is still alive. My Planet Frankenstein thing was the background of her phone at one point.
Huh.
She met my friend at Mensa, which is for geniuses, and he showed her that he was working on this Planet Frankenstein thing, and she's like, "Can you send me that?" So he did, and she made that the background of her phone. So Frankenstein's daughter, so that was super cool. But that's a cool one. I really like that movie. Yeah, that's a great one. And eventually we'll do something that's not schlocky. I really want to do something with you that's more like a character piece that you can kind of bite off of something and show your comedic timing you do in this one. But like you were saying about like Lucille Bluth, there's a lot of other elements that you can play. And again, I go back, I forget sometimes how old I am and how long ago it was that we were together.
Yeah.
But I think about sitting there and listening to you do monologues, and like that's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to bring back. Is
more
like
character-driven stuff?
Yeah, more character-driven stuff, because I don't know, you do improv and you do these other shows and stuff like that, but I don't know the last time that you've had to like bite off like a dramatic role.
Oh, a thousand years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's something that like, I want to push my friends, but B, I want to push myself.
Mm-hmm.
That not everything has to be tits and gore, and I think that would be a cool thing to do, because I have a drama that I've wanted to write for a long time, but it's going to be super non-commercial.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that's something where I could write like actual human dialogue,
mm-hmm.
but that scares me.
Yeah.
Because it's like to write anything outside of horror comedy, because that's so like, that's an evergreen area, but to write drama, you see like a million like Oscar bait movies. Like look at I Am Sam.
Yeah.
You go like, because again, I was talking about that movie the other day. Sean Penn it plays a mentally challenged guy. I was explaining that movie to a friend of mine the other day, and they're like, wait a minute, Sean Penn gets a homeless woman pregnant. And I said, here's the thing about that movie. Someone's lowest point is someone else's highest point. So imagine if I called you tomorrow and I said, I smoked crack last night with Bradley Cooper. Like, that's going to be the best day of my life, but the worst day of his life. So it's all subjective.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So
this is what I come here for, the little pearls of wisdom.
I'm full. I'm like,
Thanks.
But yeah, I was trying to justify that to someone else, and they hung up on me. But I don't know. That's something that I've thought about doing.
Some people just don't like pearls of wisdom.
They don't. Yeah. Nobody wants a new.
Some people can't appreciate it.
Nobody wants a new pearl necklace. But yeah, no. So that's like one of those things that like I want to push you more to show you how good you are.
Push it real good. We can't sing. Don't sing. Stop singing.
I had to explain to you. You're like, let's do a name that tune. I was like, YouTube will shut me down.
Damn it. I still think we can figure out a way around it.
We'll blame the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So are you gonna come back for another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
What?
For sure.
In the grand, well, yeah, because I'm casting you. But like in the grand scheme of things, what's a character that you'd like to play?
I'd really like to play like like a withholding mother, like sort of alcoholic withholding mother. I don't know, something like that. I don't know why. That appeals to me so much. Mm-hmm. I'm at this age now where I'm like,
Amber's 56.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I feel like I'm entering my more adult. Right, I guess like it's like you're getting close to middle age.
You're a MILF now.
Hey.
Not me. I wouldn't like to, but
yeah, like I'm getting close to middle age.
Yeah.
It feels like I've been an adult. It's like you're a kid for half your life, and now I've been an adult for half my life, and now actually I've been an adult for more than half my life. Yeah. So sort of like a true adult, an adult 2.0. That's me.
You should get business cards to say that.
Yeah, I don't know. So just like something that from up till now, it's like the ingenues. Like you're not old enough to play like in a Shakespeare thing, like somebody's wife, or you know what I mean. Like you're just not old enough to be this. Yeah.
All right, that's a good one though. But like, do you still want to be like because you tend to do more comedic things because you have great timing. But do you still want to be like desired on camera? Is that like something that you crave?
I feel like,
or do you you'd rather be the, you know?
I feel like when I think about a character, I think about a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, you know, in a story, you can have a lot of different moments. I don't really consider that too much.
Because a lot of like actresses I've worked with who are like, I want to look hot, or I want to do this or that, and I want guys to, and I was like, I get that, but I was wondering if that's like, does that take away from the performance in it?
I mean, I would say if my career or my money depended on people thinking that I was desirable, that would probably be important to me.
Yeah.
But since it's not, then I feel like it's all just playing a character.
Yeah.
And, you know, it would be nice. It'd be nice not to look like ugly and undesirable on film.
I said before, as soon as I put you in the frame, I fall in love with everyone who's in the frame, and I want everyone to look great and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's like that's why we watch TV. We watch TV so we can see people that are like us in situations we might relate to, but they're looking better than us at doing it. You know, that's what we wanted to see.
We didn't go to Beverly Hills 90210.
No. We weren't on the cast of Saved by the Bell.
What was, remember The Heights?
The Heights.
Remember, it was like a 90210, and they had that song, How Do You Talk to an Angel?
No, I don't.
You don't remember that? They were like a fake band in like in a Melrose Place spinoff, and they were and they had that song that was like really popular.
I know that song.
Yeah,
I didn't know if that was from a television show.
Yeah,
Interesting.
My brain is like a sponge for nonsense.
I know, you never forget anything. It's so weird.
I forget some things.
Okay.
I stick the Q-tip really deep in there.
Yeah.
But you're always like, how do you remember that? Because you seem to have no memory of me whatsoever.
I do. I just don't remember all these like details, like how it was raining when we watched some movie.
I remember that.
I remember
we were talking about Chasing Amy,
and
we watched it at my parents' house, and my parents had this L-shaped sofa, and we were spooning on the couch, and it was raining outside. It's 100% true.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
You could just say anything at this point, and I'd be like, I guess you're right. I don't know. I don't remember that.
And then Abraham Lincoln kicked in the door.
Yeah, whatever. It was like 27 years ago. You can fucking remember, you know?
I do.
Jeez.
I remember everything.
God.
That's my problem. That's why I haunt myself.
Yeah, maybe we should try forgetting more stuff.
All right, I'm going to start pouring.
Have another drink.
Pouring bleach. You drank all my drink.
All right, we're going to go see this ghost.
All right, we're going to go see the ghost. All right, guys, bye.